Today we will be talking about Mars and Saturn Vedha in the Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra, which indicate war and warlike situations. I've already made one video and one article on this using the lunation chart of the 14th June 2022, and we have seen what all is happening since all the planets are having Veda by the four heavy malefics: Mars, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, all the planets. And that's why this fortnight is most enigmatic one. I had predicted about an earthquake, I had predicted about riots, I had predicted about political trauma. All what has been predicted is coming out absolutely 100%. And that is why, since it is a research article, I decided to write more on it. So let me read out. Mars and Saturn Veda in Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra indicate war like during Mars planet from Aries to Gemini. Now Mars will enter Aries on the 27th of June and it will go to Taurus, then Gemini. Again from Gemini it will come back to Taurus as a fallen planet, and then again it will go to Gemini, and it will go to Gemini on the 13th March 2023. Mars is going to overstay from 10th of August to 13th of March 2023 for such a long period. And every 2 years and 2 months, Mars overstays in a Rashi. And it also goes in retrogression. When a planet goes in retrogression, it comes close to the Earth. And Mars is a planet, when it is retrograde and comes close to Earth, gives war on Earth. So that is why I decided to make a video and an article on this. Now, unfortunately, two planets, two malefics, Saturn and Mars, both will be fallen simultaneously. And I've already explained in my articles and in my videos that a fallen planet is most venomous. Since a fallen planet is just like a car going up the hill, it loses motion, it reverses without brakes, and it falls from height. And such a planet loses its significations. Retrograde Saturn is good. We get relief from Saraswati, Dhaya, Ashtam Shani and all that. But all the same, when it is fallen, I have written my experience also, my personal experience in my life. Although I have a very, very good Saturn in my house, still in the transit, when it fell over my natal Saturn, I had two problems: a court case and a heart attack. So what my point is that this transit simultaneously of two planets, Mars and Saturn, fallen together and both retrograde, is most enigmatic. And at the time of 1984, June 1984, both Saturn and Mars were retrograde and in the same sign Libra, very close to each other. And we had the Indira Gandhi had, the Blue Star operation took place, and then we all know that what had happened on the 31st October 1984. There were riots. So, coming back to my article, transit of Mars in Aries from 27th June to 10th August has already been discussed in my previous articles, and needless to mention that strong Angarak Yoga is formed in the fiery sign by fiery planet, and Rahu acts as an oil and Uranus can give most explosive results. The transit of Mars in Taurus, Gemini, in Rohini and Mrigshira may be explosive as discussed in this article and will add fuel to the burning fire. In Padma Puran, there is a story of Lord Dasharatha being warned by astrologers that when Saturn enters Rohini star between 10 degrees to 23 degrees 20 minutes in Taurus causes devastating war. India was involved in two world wars, 1914 to 1918, 1939 to 1945, when Saturn was in Rohini star, and also in 1971 during the time of war with Pakistan, Saturn was again in Rohini star. Now, it has been observed in the past that not only Saturn, whether it is Mars, whether it is Rahu, whether it is Ketu, in the star Rohini, they give explosive events. Mars in Rohini, it has been observed in the past that whenever malefics Mars, Rahu, Ketu also pass through this zodiac arc, there are riots, blasts, terrorism, warlike conditions, maybe earthquakes of heavy dimension. In the immediate future, after the 10th August, when Mars will enter the sign Taurus, Mars will ingress in Rohini from 28th August to 24th September 2022, and when it is in retrogression after the 1st November 2022 and falls back in Rohini on the 3rd December 2022 to 24th February 2023. So these time frames when Mars will be in Rohini will also be explosive. But when Mars will be in Mrigshira, we have also to discuss that. Hence, this period could also be crucial for Mars significations and explosive events happening in the month of May and June as in 84, something similar. For war and warlike conditions to break, Mars and Saturn Vedha in the chakras is essential. Now, the one chakra is the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra, which is like this. In my article I've already shown, and the other chakra is this is the Nakshatra Nakshatra Chakra, and this is the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra. Now, what is happening is that Mars and Saturn, they must join in the chakras, not only in the by prashar aspects, but in the chakras also. If they are connected to each other in the chakras, it is most explosive, irrespective that if there is any relation between Mars and Saturn as per Parashar. The aspects of Parashar exist, even then they must be examined through these chakras and by Rashi and Nakshatra Nakshatra Chakra through aspect for prescient predictions. Now, many a times when Parashar aspects are absent, the aspects in the chakra can still ignite the war and warlike conditions. Mars from Gemini will aspect Saturn and also have Vedha between them in the Nakshatra Nakshatra Chakra and also in the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra after the 24th September 2022. So, broader spectrum, what we are trying to say that first of all, Mars is enigmatic because it is forming an Angarak Yoga with Rahu. Rahu is oil and Mars is fire. So from 27th June to 10th August is Angarak Yoga. Now this Angarak Yoga will have fuel added to it by the relation between Mars and Saturn. So now this has a long lasting effect. Both cases, whether it is Angarak Yoga or whether Mars and Saturn are aspecting each other in the chakras, it has a long lasting effect. So Mars, we have talked that when Mars goes in Gemini, it will also aspect, Parashar aspect by 8th aspect on Saturn. Saturn will be in, fallen Saturn will be there in Capricorn and Mars will be in Gemini. So, and in the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra, the 3-6-10 triangle will have Veda. Right? So, Mars, Gemini is Mars and Capricorn will have Saturn. So now let us discuss this. I have made the charts also there in my article. It is a very important and interesting article. This year both Mars and Saturn will be fallen state and Mars will overstay in Taurus from the 10th August 2022 to 13th March 2023. It will ingress in Gemini on the 16th October 2022 and after going retrogression will fall back in Taurus on the 15th November 2022. This condition of Mars will be most precarious for the world, and it is said that when Mars comes close to the Earth when retrograde, wars are predicted for the world. In this article, I am going to predict war-like conditions in the globe when there will be Veda between Mars and Saturn in the Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra. In the time frame from transit of Mars in Taurus from broader spectrum from 10th August to 15th March 2023 in Gemini and transit of Saturn in Aquarius and Capricorn from 12th July to 15th March 2023. The time frame seems to be most explosive for the world in general, whether it is stock markets, whether it is political trauma, whether it is earthquakes, whether it is brawl between the nations, all will explode. So, friends, be very careful in your investments because the time is not good. The future is not good. And the future starts from our future, where we have to be cautious, starts from the 27th of June, rather 25th of June, when Mars will also pass through the Gandanta points. Mars will also be passing through Rohini, and there will be Mars Vedha with Saturn when both will be in the star meaning of Mars. Mars in Mrigashira and Saturn in Dhanishta. If I explain here, this red line in the chart, this orange line in the chart, there is a Veda. See the article and you will find Saturn is in Dhanishta, the 23rd nakshatra, and Mars in the 5th nakshatra. So there is a line which is joining, so there is an aspect between them. Saturn will remain in Dhanishta till 15th March 2023. That clearly means that whenever Mars will go in Mrigashira, whether in direct motion or retrograde motion, there will be warlike conditions as far as the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra is concerned. And there will be Veda between Mars and Saturn in the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra when Mars is in Gemini and Saturn is in Capricorn. And Mars will enter Gemini twice. So all those periods we have to be very cautious and alert during that period. As I've already mentioned, the brawl between the countries can go for a toss. Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, US, China, US, India, China, and trouble in the Gulf countries. There can be a tug of war between the countries. The time frame during Mars in Taurus and Gemini and Saturn in Aquarius and Capricorn, both in fallen planets, meaning Mars in Taurus and Saturn in Capricorn. Their time frame will be crucial. Specifically, Mars will be retrograde and nearest to Earth, and may be bloodshed on Earth. Mars joining Gemini and giving Saturn 8th aspect is also having Vedha between them, can be explosive. Now Mars transit. Mars will join the sign Taurus on the 10th August. We have already talked. Remain in this sign till 16th October 2022 when it will join Gemini. It will go in retrogression at 1.5 degrees in Mrigashira on the 1st November and fall back in Taurus on the 15th November 2023. 13th January 2023 it will become direct at 13 degrees 57 in Rohini. 24th February again Mars will be in Mrigashira at 23.20 degrees. Mars will join back Gemini on the 13th March 2023 but then there will not be any Veda between Mars and Saturn after the 15th March 2023. Saturn transit. We all know that Saturn is already in retrogression. It will fall back in the sign Capricorn on the 12th of July and it will only go become direct on the 23rd of October and join Aquarius on the 18th of January 2023. Now Veda between Mars and Saturn in the Rashi Nakshatra Chakra. Now what are the time frames which are most important? Mars will join Mrigashira on the 24th September. Kindly note the most important time frame. 24th September 2022 there will be Veda between Mars and Saturn since both will fall in the star of Mars. Mars will be in Taurus and Saturn will be in Capricorn and both will be in earthy signs. So what has happened? A strong earthquake is also expected. This time frame will not be good for earthquakes. Apart from warlike conditions, both will be in earthy signs and Mars will remain in Mrigashira star till 3rd December. From 24th September to 3rd December 2022, Mars will be in Mrigashira. Then it will fall back in Rohini. Since it will be in retrogression, it will enter the Rohini star and become direct on the 13th January 2022. Again, it will enter the Mrigashira star from 24th February 2023 and there will be Veda between Mars and Saturn from 24th February till 13th March 2023. Again I will say from 24th September 22 to 3rd December 22. First of all this portion and then from 24th February to 13th March 2023 are time frames when Mars and Saturn will have Veda in the Nakshatra Chakra, which is very fine. Such possibilities are rare. Now, earthquake of intensity in the fortnight from 24th September 2022 and after 15-16 October 2022. I've also made the charts. You can go through the charts and read that these two fortnights will be most explosive for earthquakes, for warlike conditions in the world, a brawl between the countries going for a toss, blast, terrorism, fire, etc. And where masses will be affected because Saturn is a planet of masses. The new moon chart of 24 is most precarious, is 26 September. 26 September, the Veda, now this chart is there, you can see for there, I have made 3 triangles, different triangles. Green and red do not mean, green does not mean it is good, it is bad, it is showing the different triangles I have explained it there. You can read it in my article. On 16th October, the Mars will join Gemini and there will be Veda between Mars and Saturn in the 3-6-10 triangle till 15th November 2022 when Mars falls back in Taurus. There will also be Veda between Mars and Saturn from 18th January to 13th March when Mars will be in Taurus, Saturn will be in Aquarius, and Mars, Saturn and Ketu will be in the 2-7-11 triangle, most malefic, most explosive, because then Ketu will also join. So there will be three malefics which will be having Veda between each other, and apart from Saturn and Mars, Ketu will also join. Most of the time I have seen when this triangle 2, 7, 11 is afflicted, there are earthquakes of heavy and higher and big dimension, like the Latour and Bhuj. We had the planets, the malefics in 2, 7, 11. The lunation charts of the 26th December and 23rd January are 22nd January are explosive for earthquakes of intensity and parallel to Bhuj and Latour earthquakes. No astrologer has predicted the way I have done the prediction, because in mundane astrology the use of the chakras is most important. Some person has also predicted about the earthquake of the 23rd January, but he has not talked about any earthquake which I am mentioning and the way I have explained. 6 planets in the fortnight on 26th September 2022, there are 6 planets in earthly signs. And there will be Veda, Mars will, the moment Mars goes ahead, there will be Veda. And Mars will be giving Veda to all these planets along with Saturn. Mars ingress in Gemini, most crucial transit. And then as far as India is concerned, Gemini sign also has very less Bindus, and Mars is also stationed there. So when Mars enters there, it will aspect the 8th house and the 9th house. So it is most crucial. And Mars transit in Taurus otherwise also is not good for India, because it is the 12th lord and the 7th lord. So espionage from foreign elements, from terrorist borders, the trouble from the neighboring countries. So the chart of Mars ingress, I have talked about the chart of Mars ingress on the 16th of October. Most crucial and explosive transit due to the following parameters. Mars has just left the earthy sign Taurus. Mars aspects sign Virgo and Capricorn and other 2 earthy signs. There is Veda between Mars and Saturn in the Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra, and there could be earthquakes of intensity like Latour, Bhuj earthquakes and warlike conditions in the world. I fear to write any more. Mars aspect Saturn by 8th aspect. Mars has Veda by Ketu before entering in Gemini. So Mars has, it is not good. Before Mars enters, it first gets from Ketu and then it gets from Saturn, and Saturn gets from Mars. The above combinations are explosive for brawl between the countries, taking ugly dimension, terrorism of dimension, riots, blast, fire, earthquakes of intensity, volcanic eruptions. The new moon chart of 22nd January. So friends, this is all I have mentioned in my article. I have also mentioned here my earlier article, use of Rashi Nakshatra Chakra for earthquakes, fire, terrorism, warlike conditions and havoc from floods. As far as the fortnights from 14th June, 29th June onwards are concerned. And whatever predictions I have made till now, they have proved spot on using the Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra. We can also tabulate that at the time of wars when we had with China and Pakistan, the Rashi and Nakshatra Chakra, Mars and Saturn had Veda. And whenever the malefics have been in the star of Rohini, then there have been wars. So this is all, friends. Mars is passing through. The previous transit of Mars in Rohini, I made an prediction, and it was published in the Express Star Teller, and I had made a prediction for Sri Lanka, and there were blasts and terrorism in Sri Lanka only because Mars was passing through Rohini. And at earlier times also, Sri Lanka had problems. That was basically because of the foundation chart. But Sri Lanka had problems, and my predictions were also posted in the Express Star Teller, the best magazine of India as far as astrology is concerned. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share my methodology for interpreting the earthquakes, for terrorism, border clashes, etc. The time is not good, and also for the stock markets. The stock market will take a reversal in this period. You wait and see. These chakras can also be used for the stock and financial markets, and they indicate that when Saturn will be aspecting Jupiter on 28th July, when it is in stationary condition at 14 degrees, would be most volatile, explosive for the stock and financial markets. I'm just giving you one day, but I'm telling you that lot of nations will also, suffer because of the economy and the inflation. Maybe it is India, maybe it is US, maybe it is China. All the countries are bound to suffer in this period because the planetary positions are not good. Mars and Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, first of all, they are in the quadrant from each other, and then there is Vedha between them. It is most explosive, and from a period of from 24th September to 13th March, it is most explosive. You count the number of days. I have not counted. Roughly, September is 6 days. October is 30. We take 30. November is 30. December is 30. 90 and 96, and then January, February, March. It is almost for 150 days. So, and if war is going to continue, it may continue for long, and it's a long-lasting effect. So, friends, I'm afraid to talk about it anymore. So, thank you very much for listening to me. I don't want to harass anybody or put any pressure on anybody, but it is the facts are the facts, and astrology tells you when you are driving a car, you must know when there are bumps so that you can drive slowly. You have to go through the bumps, but then when you drive slowly, you will go through the bumps and you will not have much effect. But if you are caught unaware, then you can have an accident. So similarly, my warning is, especially for investments, be very careful from the period from 27th of June onwards. The stock markets will be most volatile. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.